Lean manufacturing is a work organization method that focuses on bringing more value to the customer while improving results for the company. It is assumed by many to be fit only for big industries. But is that really the case, and where does this premise come from? Let's see. Shortly before dying, Sakichi Toyoda, founder of Toyota Loom Works, encouraged his son, Kiichiro, to follow his dreams and bet on the car industry. So in 1929, Kiichiro arrived in the United States with the aim of assessing the local car manufacturing companies. He was especially fascinated with the Ford production system. In 1936, when Toyota initiated the production of his first car, the Toyota Model AA, Kiichiro decided to implement some of the techniques he had witnessed in Ford. However, being a small island, Japan lacked space to build big factories and natural resources with which to build products. On top of that, Japan suffered at the time from reduced demand. Diverse cars models were necessarily produced in smaller numbers, making it difficult to apply some of the techniques he had learned in the States. Moreover, during World War II and after that, Japan's lack of cash made it difficult for the industry to finance large inventory production systems common elsewhere. In order to compete in the mass production car industry, Toyota was forced to change its methodology. Kiichiro fully understood the fact that it was mandatory to create a fast and flexible process production, as a result of which the clients would obtain desired, high quality and reasonably priced cars. So Kiichiro started developing the Toyota production system, which was later on named as lean manufacturing, steadily taking the Japanese firm to become one of the best car manufacturers in the world in terms of quality-price ratio. So, if lean was developed by a medium-sized company with limited resources, where does this idea come from that it is only useful for large companies? This perception may be due to several factors. Larger companies necessarily gain more attention in the business world. When these companies successfully implement lean practices and display significant improvements, it can create the impression that lean is mainly suitable for big organizations. MBAs or Masters of Business Administration and other university economy degrees usually analyze case studies and success stories of lean implementation. Larger companies' cases tend to draw more attention and become benchmarks for lean's effectiveness, reinforcing the idea that lean is more suitable for big companies. Lean implementation may require certain resources, such as dedicated personnel, training, technology, and initial investment. Although the return on investment for lean projects is high, people might assume that only larger companies can afford these resources. Implementing lean principles and tools can be perceived as a complex endeavor, involving changes to various aspects of operations, supply chains, and culture. Smaller businesses might assume that their limited resources and manpower make lean implementation too difficult. Lean project results are proportional to the company's size. Therefore, lean will lead in big companies to more noticeable outcomes in terms of cost savings, efficiency gains, and quality improvements. This visibility can contribute to the perception that lean is tailored for bigger organizations. However, it's important to remember that lean manufacturing was developed by Toyota, a rather small company at the time, and was focused on optimizing resources and eliminating waste in their production processes. Since then, many smaller companies have successfully embraced lean practices to improve their operations, increase customer satisfaction, and drive growth. Let me give you an example of lean implementation in a small company. A few years ago, I was at a market. When I went to the cashier, she started passing the products in front of the barcode reader. She was having a hard time reading some of the codes, having to stop quite often to enter them manually. Then, when it was time to pay, she struggled to handle the data phone and had to ask another cashier to help her. So the second cashier stopped what she was doing and made her client wait to help her coworker. All of this was a waste of time and productivity. And if lean principles had been applied, the whole operation would have lasted a small portion of what it did. Please do not misunderstand me. The cashier had no responsibility whatsoever in the whole deal. The barcodes were difficult and sometimes impossible to read because there are several types of barcodes and the market's managers hadn't taken the time to standardize them and ask the providers for just one type. And concerning the credit card payment, no one had trained the cashier to know how to carry it out. The result? Total lack of control and a huge waste of time. In conclusion, whether you are a big or a small company, if you have somehow repetitive tasks, aim for your employees to do them better every time. Lean will help you be more productive and will undoubtedly improve your company's results.